Ever get that feeling like you're drowning in a sea of text in those work chats?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like Slack can be a fire hose sometimes.
Exactly. So we wanted to dive into something you sent our way about the power of bullet points for, like, actually getting your point across.
Yeah, that one really resonated with me.
Yeah, this deep dive is all about finding those practical tips so we can all communicate better, save time, and, maybe actually understand each other in those chats.
Definitely. The thing that hooked me right away with this source was like how much brain power it takes to decode these long, rambling messages.
Hmm.
It's like the reader is stuck doing all this work just to figure out what the heck is going on.
It's true. It's like digging for buried treasure, except the treasure is just the main point of the message.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
But the source argues that bullet points can flip that whole dynamic around.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when you lay things out in those nice, clear points, you're doing the work for the reader.
It's like you're handing them a map to that buried treasure instead of making them dig through all the sand.
Exactly. And it forces the writer to organize their own thoughts, too.
Right, right. You kind of have to break things down into mini sections with clear headings just by using bullets.
It's almost like you're building a mental outline before you even type anything out.
Exactly. And that makes a huge difference when it comes to like actually discussing stuff
Oh,
afterwards.
yeah. You can skip that whole, wait, what are we talking about again? Phase, and jump right into the detail.
It streamlines everything. It's so much less back and forth just to get on the same page.
It's like everyone's already on the same page from the get-go.
Mm.
And the source makes a great point about how bullet points naturally lead to better prioritization, too.
Oh, for sure.
You can put those key action items
Hmm?
right up front. You know, this is what needs to happen stuff.
Yeah, the what before the why.
Exactly.
Eh,
And then you can provide all the context or the reasoning behind it afterwards.
makes total sense. It's like get to the point first and then explain yourself.
Right, because the source even suggests that sometimes leading with explanations can almost sound like you're making excuses.
Huh, interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that before, but it's true.
And on a more practical level, they also point out how easy it is to rearrange bullet
Oh,
points.
yeah, that's super helpful. Like, if you're writing something and you're like, wait, this would flow better if I switch these 2 points around.
You can just drag and drop them. You don't have to rewrite entire paragraphs.
Boom, done. So much easier.
But here's where things get really cool.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The source argues that the very process of putting your thoughts into bullet points can actually make your own thinking clearer.
Wait, really? So it's not just about communicating with others, it's about understanding yourself better too.
Exactly. Like they describe situations where someone's trying to outline a plan in bullet points and suddenly realize, oh, wait, this step is totally unnecessary or this whole approach is flawed.
Wow, that's fascinating. It like the structure itself reveals hidden problems.
Right. It forces you to think things through in a more systematic way. And it actually connects to some bigger concepts too.
Like what?
Well, the source brings up structured thinking tools like mind maps.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those before. They're like visual webs of ideas, right?
Exactly. They show how different concepts relate to each other.
Right.
And the source argues that bullet points are kind of like a linear version of that.
So they create a hierarchy, but in a simpler text-based format.
Precisely. They make it clear which points are the main ideas and which ones are supporting details.
It's all about those relationships and dependencies.
And the whole reason this author is so passionate about bullet points.
Okay, tell more.
It all stems from their own frustration with receiving these long, confusing messages.
Oh, makes sense.
They're like, hey, let's make things easier for everyone. Let's be more considerate of each other's time and energy.
It's a user-centric approach, really thinking about the person on the other end.
Exactly. And I think that's the key takeaway here.
Yeah, what is it?
Using bullet points isn't just about aesthetics.
Right. It's not just about making your messages look pretty.
It's about making a conscious effort to communicate clearly and efficiently.
It's about respecting your audience and making sure your message actually gets through.
Exactly. It can make your conversation smoother, your collaborations more productive, and maybe even your own thinking sharper.
Powerful stuff. I mean, for something as simple as bullet points.
Right. So here's a thought for everyone listening.
Hit us with it.
The next time you're about to send a message, especially in one of those crazy work chats, take a second and ask yourself, could I make this clearer with bullet points?
I like that.
Because it might just save everyone a ton of time and frustration.
And who knows, you might even discover something new about your own thinking process along the way.
Exactly. Food for thought.
Definitely.
Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
Until next time.
Catch you later.